1, 2, action. What is up, guys? Fahan here with Za once again, and today we have Freeze. How are you, man?
I'm good.
Wow.
Thanks for having me.
We should thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, his friends sabo him to come here. To thank the friends for asking him to come here. Peer pressure.
Yeah, peer pressure.
You nervous or not?
Can lah.
Camera,
Slowly.
you camera shy?
A little bit.
Okay, a little.
Yeah.
By the end of this session,
Yeah.
you will not be camera shy.
Okay,
anymore.
can. Looking forward to it.
So anyway, this is Freeze bike. BMW F900R. Wow, I have to say, first time I'm seeing one of these in person.
Yes,
And
very nice.
It's really badass.
Yes, it has the bulk, it has the lines, angular lines. It's just very beautiful.
Okay, so before Freeze tell us the story about his BMW F900R, gonna give a bit of background about it.
Introduced in 2019, the BMW F900R is a naked motorcycle and part of the BMW F Series. The F900 series is based on the earlier F850 GS, including the sister bike, the F900XR, the touring variation. Marketed by BMW as a roadster, the F900R is made with track performance in mind, with the precise and quick handling intertwined with the safety and electronics, to provide a sporty and fun machine for the curvy valley roads. Engine is a 895cc, liquid-cooled, 4-stroke, inline parallel twin-cylinder, 4 valves per cylinder, DOHC, with electronic fuel injection and a 6-speed constant mesh manual transmission.
Alright, Freeze, once again, thank you for coming down and willing to share your experience.
No worries.
F900R. So, why the F900R?
I think it's a very good middleweight bike lah. Very versatile. It gives me good mileage. It gives me the power when I need it. So I think it's a good in between. I think the more popular choices are like the MT-09 and all that lah. But it's a very, how would I say, a very unknown bike. So I decided to give it a shot, and I totally don't regret it.
I mean, it's a BMW.
And it's also a BMW.
It's a BMW, so the name is already there. The quality, we should know it.
Yep.
And then the after sales service support of BMW is, I have to say, superb lah.
So, how much did you buy the bike?
If I'm not wrong, I think I got it for around 36k, brand new.
36k brand new.
36k,
Wow.
yes. And this was back in June of last year.
To think the COE is quite high.
It was quite high.
Before you bought this bike, what were you riding?
Okay, so I was riding a KTM Duke 200, Class 2B. I skipped 2A. Once I get Class 2, then straight away jump. Yeah.
I see. I mean, I thought you, in between, you have something else, or you previously had another bigger bike.
Right. No lah, this is actually my first proper Class 2 cross.
So maybe you want to share, how does it compare to your KTM versus this one? Suddenly you jump.
Yeah. Okay lah. First of all, definitely the power. I think this is like 10 times more, maybe. I'm not sure. Right, so definitely the power is more. So that's why I say it gives you the kick, the adrenaline when you really need it. Surprisingly, like I mentioned, the fuel consumption is pretty good, or at least for how I ride.
Really?
Yeah, so I mean, according to the trip computer, I can get about 22-23 km per liter.
So how big is the fuel tank?
I believe it's 12 or 13 liters. It gives me a good range of about 300 plus. But yeah.
Can HDL only.
So I noticed that there was this big thing on the shifter right here.
Okay, so
The quick shifter.
yes, this is the quick shifter and auto blipper.
Oh, auto blipper.
Yes,
Up and
so
down.
up and down lah.
Woo.
Comes standard with the bike.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's a pretty feature packed lah. And I think that's what BMW brings forth, right? They are really rider aid based, the rider experience.
Yeah, like what you say,
Yeah.
really packed with all of the technology.
Correct.
Keyless transponder.
Yes. Can show you the key like this.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like a car key.
Car,
Yeah.
Premium. So you
Premium.
Get flash in the
Premium.
club, Hey, my friend, BMW, man.
No. No.
Bring more women.
Yeah. Can neither confirm nor deny that lah.
So TFT gauge cluster also.
Yep.
Wow.
The best part, sticker still haven't peeled off. The plastic, the plastic covering the TFT display.
Why, bro?
Okay, so I have the screen protector already lah. I will just say I'm a bit lazy.
Oh.
Time is, I would like to say time is not at my hand, but we all know I'm just a bit lazy.
I think I know where you're coming from, you know. I'm the kind of person who, even on my phone,
Yeah.
I will not peel off the plastic until, like, you know, it starts to peel off by itself.
Right.
So we've shared about the bike in general. How does it handle?
Handling wise, okay, so I think on its own, like when it's stationary, it's pretty heavy lah compared to its
Because we're pushing it
competitors.
around, struggling a bit.
Yeah, so
Lucky got Zah here.
it is pretty heavy. I think fully loaded with fuel, it's about two something, I think 210 if I'm not wrong. So compared to its competitors, it's definitely at a higher weight range. But I think that's pretty much the case with most BMWs, I feel. But when it's on the move, it's pretty nimble lah. And I don't feel like I'm riding a big bike or anything. You know?
How is it like in tight traffic? Is it easy to lane split?
Maybe my opinion on this might be a bit biased because I'm used to the bike already lah. But to be honest, between this bike and my Duke, I mean definitely the Duke is easier to lane split, but I don't feel much difficulties with this. Still able to sniggle with, through the traffic, you know, keep up with the Malaysian bikes, I would say.
First, I noticed the handlebar quite low.
Yeah.
It's long, flat handlebar. So how's the riding posture like for you?
I mean, as much as this is a naked bike, I think there is still an element of leaning forward to it. You know, especially if you want to be comfortable, maybe you push yourself back up to the rest here. Maybe you lean a bit lah. But to me, it's still not bad. Still very comfortable.
Not too aggressive or not too uncomfortable?
Yes, not like a sports bike where you have to lean all the way, but still like in between lah.
I see,
A good middleweight bike.
So for pillion wise, the seat is quite big, you know. Wide for a pillion.
Yeah.
If you were to compare to maybe the Dukes, they have a smaller pillion seat. I think the seat is a bit wider for pillions.
I think your date will like it lah. If it's a girl lah.
Well, I'll be honest. I rarely pillion people. I prefer not to pillion anyone. But in the case that I do, I've so far no complaints lah.
What's your height by the way?
I am 183, 184.
So tall lah. And of course, definitely you're flat footing on this bike lah.
100% yes.
So I think, would you reckon the shorter riders will be able to take it on like me, maybe 165?
I think totally, yeah. I mean, this is standard height, you know, they still have like lower seat, lowered suspension and all that. So there's still like a lot of room to play with lah.
I see,
Yeah.
You know, interesting, a BMW got all the accessories.
Yeah, they really thought of it.
Yeah,
As you mentioned, the lowered handlebars, they also have a riser for it. So if
Wow.
that's an issue, you know.
I mean, BMW, even the nut, you need a specialized tool.
Yeah, very unique. I never seen before one. Like the iPhone one.
Oh, yeah.
Then speaking of accessories, of course, we gotta have look at your accessories. We got the quad lock.
Yep.
You know, with the dampener.
Yes,
Yeah.
must have. I learned it the hard way.
Share.
Okay, so story time a bit lah. My previous phone, I used to have those normal mounts lah. I think that's why it's called. I really can't remember. So my old phone on my Duke lah, I ride all the time and everything. Then at the end of I think 1+ year, I can see the camera is like wavy, on the screen. Like I open the camera and it'll be like lines going across.
Whoa.
So I went to read out a little bit lah, and they say that the vibration from the bike kind of messes the sensor a bit. So definitely it's a good investment lah.
So far after that, any complaints? Any similar problems?
No, so just nice. I changed my phone and I got this as well. So since then till now, no issues lah.
No, I take issue with quad lock. Yeah, quite expensive.
That is a price you have to pay for it lah, I guess.
Like this already like 200 plus, right? More than that.
I think about that lah.
Yeah, but I have to agree, it looks cleaner than
Is it cleaner?
conventional, what's it called? Mounts.
Yeah, definitely.
And then considering the setup with this IU, I cannot imagine how the new IU OBU unit will be like.
Don't say like that one.
There's so many complaints on the size of it.
I can't imagine lah, especially this bike. It's pretty flushed in now lah. If it's bigger, I don't know. Time will tell.
Just get used to it lah. Just like how people get used to this also.
Yeah.
Be the
Time will
older
tell.
IU is even bigger, right?
The older one is,
More chunkier.
yeah, it's chunkier compared to this one.
Yes.
This one, the second generation unit, is just nice one.
And of course, you got the camera also. What camera are you using for?
So I'm using, if I'm not wrong, it's called the HP 550, the Moto Cam or something along that lines. Yeah, so I think it's a pricier camera lah. I mean, there are cheaper alternatives out there, but it's a good camera so far, and I really like it. Yeah, very clear.
Okay, of course, this bike there's this infotainment system lah. Do you really make
Yes.
full use of it? Just curious. With all the Bluetooth connectivity, the apps lah, what?
Yeah. Okay, so surprisingly, yes, I actually do.
Oh, okay.
So you can You can call people, you can take calls. You know, like last time when my phone used to ring, I just hear it on my Bluetooth, and I won't know who is calling. So in a way, you're picking up. Maybe you pick up your friend that you don't want to speak to. I don't know lah. So here, you know, you can see who is calling you, or maybe you're riding and you need to call your friend. You know, you can scroll through, or like parents or whatever. Like you can see who you're calling. So on top of that, there's music. You can control your music. You know, skip. Like next, back, that kind of thing. Simple stuff like you cannot go and choose your playlist or that. You have to do that beforehand. But simple controls. On top of that, actually, as a matter of fact, you were talking about the quad lock, but navigation also can be on here. So technically the bike would work without the quad lock lah. Yeah, you can mirror from the BMW app. Yeah, they have an app, so you mirror your navigation to here lah. Except that, of course, it's not as good as Google Maps, because Google Maps gets continuously updated lah, and you can share links and all that. But this map is you have to manually enter lah.
I understand. Lucky cannot play games. If you can play game, I think you right.
Speaking of that, how's the maintenance for the F900R? Being a BMW, of course.
Yeah, so
that's
being
high side, right?
class 2, you know, BMW German bike, there's that cost to it lah, you know, because of the premium, I would say. I'm not sure how is it with workshops outside, because I've only gone back to the dealer. And with that being said, my mileage isn't very high lah. So I've only gone for my first 1,000, which was part of the package when I bought the bike, and my 10,000, which costed me, I think, about 370, which people will say is expensive, but with that being said, it is a BMW. And then there's also you going back to the dealer and all that lah. So you account for that. Yes, it's expensive, but I think it's worth it lah.
So how many bottles of engine oil?
I'll be honest, I actually don't have an idea.
Okay.
I would assume maybe 2 or more. Definitely more than 2 lah. But
Maybe, okay.
Yeah.
So is there like a riding group for this?
Yes, so actually it's combined. So the F900 comes with the R version and the XR variant, right? Yeah, so we have one WhatsApp group for all the R and XR riders lah. I believe there used to be rides pretty frequently, but I think everyone has been pretty busy lah as of late.
Okay lah, at least there is a support group. So how many members inside that group?
I would assume in the range of high 20s to 30s, maybe more. At the end of the day, like I mentioned, it's not a very well-known bike. Most people I meet, they're like, "Hey bro, what bike is this? I've never seen this before." So I hope this video kind of puts it out there, like, give people a bit more awareness about this bike.
Having said that, what's people's reaction when they see this bike on the road?
You know, thumbs up. the usual thumbs up. Like, oh, nice bike. Well, what bike is this? You know, I've never seen this before. Or since when did BMW make a 900? You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, so
I think the well-known one is the F900 GS.
I believe that's a newer model than this. The old one is a 800 GS, 850, something like that. Yes.
The XR also quite popular.
Yes, correct. XR is more well-known than the R. Yeah. So even in the WhatsApp group, there are more XR owners than R.
I see. Okay.
But end of the day is what you want. You know, a tourer or a naked bike. So BMW gives you the option for both lah.
It depends on each individual's preference, because for me personally, if I were to get this model, I would get the tourer lah.
Right.
The XR.
More practical, right?
Yeah, I mean,
practical.
for our use, I will definitely get the XR.
Actually, there's Farhan's dream bike. Speaking of Farhan, he's from Fast Bike also lah. Yeah, so shout out to Fast Bike. Yeah. Very fast they ride. That's why Fast Bike.
No. Maximum the speed limit lah.
Okay, 110.
So far, have you rode this bike further up than JB?
Yes, so I've actually been with Fast Bike to KL. So that's the furthest I've been with this bike.
Top speed then?
Maybe. Maybe, I don't know
Why you
yet.
scared? Malaysia.
No lah, I mean, generally I would say
Hypothetically, what's the top speed?
Hypothetically
lah.
On paper.
230, 240.
Yeah, not too bad lah.
900cc bike.
Then some more naked with the wind in your face.
I think the bike top speed is higher than my top speed lah, because the wind is really
It's killing you, right? 110 the wind really like that.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, I've known some people who put a windshield but I like the bike to look like
It
this.
just spoils the light.
Yeah.
Okay, so we spoke a lot of good things about the F900R. So what's some of the things that maybe you can share that you're not really fond of it?
Not really fond. think like I mentioned earlier, it's a heavy bike lah. So start-stop traffic, the weight you have to deal with lah. I guess I think that's something you have to put up with as a BMW. Most BM bikes are heavier.
Quite the opposite, like the MT series, which is somewhat the same category as the 900R. They promote it to be light and all that. But this is like, wow, we were pushing around just now.
Yeah. It's
heavier than a Tracer 900 GT.
But I guess it makes up for it in stability lah, when you go faster and all. And I think that's what BMW kind of does with their bikes.
Probably at the Autobahn, they whack this bike 290, 270.
Maybe.
That's why they need the stability.
Yeah. So talking about stability at high speed, how is it like? How is the stability like? Does it vibrate a lot?
No, so far I have not felt any vibrations. I think it's a solid bike at like higher speeds.
So would you say this is more of a highway bike or an urban bike?
Oh, that's a good question. I think for comfort lah, because of the weight, it's highway is definitely easier on the person. But with that being said, urban also is not an issue lah. Apart from the weight, which I think most people can handle lah, if you are riding a bike like this, it's actually not too bad lah. I have zero issues. And I feel like I'm quite skinny lah. So even for that and the weight, it's not as bad as what people meant to say. Because at the end of the day, you come to a stop, you put your leg down, and then you go already lah. So it's no pushing to do,
Since this is a brand new bike for you, right?
Yep.
So far from the other riders in that group who's riding the similar model, are there any complaints about this bike? Any particular major complaints or any minor irritating complaints?
Not that I can recall off the top of my head. I think every bike will have its fair share lah. I think some of them had an issue with like one or two people. They rode for a while and then they couldn't start the bike or something like that. But I'm not sure if it's like down to their own bike maybe, or if it's a batch problem. I doubt it, because for the good 1.5 years I've owned this bike, I haven't had any of the issues said in the group lah. So maybe it comes down to the bike. But that being said, PML does offer a 5-year warranty lah. So any issues, you are quite solidly covered lah.
5 years, 5 years.
International some more.
5 years international some more.
Kenya, they can do the bike. So random country.
Well, of course, I mean, it's a continental bike. You paid premium price, you definitely want premium service, right?
100%, yes.
I just have one question. Does the engine get hot after riding it for a while?
Yes, hot is a given in this weather, but bearable. It's very bearable. It's not to the point where it's painful on your legs or anything. Yeah, you can feel the heat, but I think it's fairly normal for a bike. Yeah.
How's the suspension like?
It's pretty good. I think quite smooth. Of course, the hard bumps, you will feel it. At the end of the day, if I'm not wrong, the R stands for like a race variant or something, right? So it's a bit harder the suspension. Or maybe that's how I set mine, I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I think BMW call it Roadster or something.
A Roadster, yeah. I don't know, it comes with a lap timer so race lah.
This is on the track lah.
Yeah, definitely can be used for the track.
You know what I like the pipe. Pipe is like two exhausts coming out. It's just cool as hell. Just nice.
That being said, also I think aftermarket exhaust is option. I don't think there is a lot for this bike, but I mean the big brands lah.
Other countries will have.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, I think Aero makes a really nice exhaust for this bike, but it's not legal in Singapore, so unfortunately. But you still can get, I think, like Akrapovic, SC Project, stuff like that.
What is your best memory that you have with this bike?
I think it unlocked the touring chapter of my life.
Ooh.
So this is the first bike I ridden into Malaysia with. My previous bike I never rode into Malaysia. I mean, that being said, COVID was also a factor to it. Yeah, so definitely, basically my life changed since then. I go with my friends, wash bike, eat, petrol, stuff like that. Yeah, touring as well a little bit.
So would you recommend the F900R to the riders out there, who maybe have an eye on it, or maybe considering
between a Yamaha or BMW, or does Honda have anything?
Honda have
for this category?
CB1000R.
XSR, that one is
CB1000R.
CB1000R.
I think in the 900 range is BM, Yamaha, Ducati, Monster. I think MT-09 in general has the upper hand in the Singaporean market. I mean, just because it's a Yamaha, it's a Japanese bike, easy to maintain and stuff like that.
Correct.
I think people love the triple cylinder, if I'm not wrong, that's what MT-09 is. This is a Peril Twin, which for some reason, from what I hear, people always have negative opinions on it. But from other people that have ridden this bike, like PML test ride, stuff like that, they say it's a Peril Twin that doesn't feel like a Peril Twin. I'm not a very technical person, I don't know what that means, but I personally love the this bike. I could be biased, or you could say I'm biased because it is my bike. But like I said, it's good fuel consumption. It gives me the power when I need it. It's like the riding modes, especially if I want to go on a rain mode and like sports mode. It's like two different bikes to me. So the power delivery, like how they put out the power and everything, is very different. So you know, when you want to have fun, you can have fun. When you want to take it slow, you know, be safe, you can as well.
Okay, so at rain mode, what's the max that you can? I mean,
How does it feel?
How does it feel?
Is of course when you pull all the way, it's more smooth. It doesn't put down all the power at once. At the end of the day, it's to counter the wet roads lah. It doesn't want the wheel to slip and all that, right? So it's more smooth. You can feel the difference lah in terms of the power being put down. But when you put it onto like, it's not called sports here, it's called dynamic or dynamic pro in this case. So that one is when you really do it, it's instantaneous lah. Yeah, you can feel the jerk, you know, you can go. Yeah, so it's a good. We get the best of both worlds. I just want to add as well that if you are a university student, be it NUS, SIT, NTU, each of these universities have a club, a motorcycle club. So feel free to go on Instagram and search us out, and you know, do come and join us for our rides lah. Basically, these 3 universities have a club. I'm not sure about the rest, but yeah, any questions you can ask on Instagram, and we'll be more than happy to bring you along with our adventures.
Wow, I want to go back uni lah. Okay guys, good news So Freeze is actually
So
selling his bike.
yes, I am selling this bike. Not because it's bad or anything. I got other commitments lah. Basically, I'm most likely going overseas. So the bike is on sale. It's on Carousel. You know, feel free to view it. Any questions, you can message me on Carousel. Be more than happy to answer lah.
The link here, the link below.
Ask like ridiculous question. Where's the box? Bro, it's a naked bike, bro. There's not supposed to be any box.
No hate lah, no hate lah. If you want to ask me got box also, I'm okay. I'm a very chill person.
It's a street fighter, right?
A street,
No,
yes.
it's a roadster.
Oh, roadster. Okay.
BMW calls it roadster.
Okay, roadster.
Street Fighter
Why
is
you need a box?
a Ducati.
Oh, you need a box, It just looks ugly with a box.
It actually does come with a box if you want lah, and panniers. But I chose not to go with them lah.
Once again, thank you, Freeze.
Thanks for having me.
I should thank you, bro. I should thank you all the way from I don't know where come to do this bike review with us. And yeah, any riders want to come on board in the show, share their experience with their ride with us, to contact us on our social media below.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the like button, share it with your riding kakis, and don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, and that's it for the vlog, and we will see you guys in the next one.